I have always been fascinated with the paranormal. I don't know whether it's real or not. I like to believe it is. I have plenty of stories. Anytime I watch the H3 podcast, I like at the very end when they ask, "Do you have any ghost stories?" And the person usually says no, or they have multiple. And that seems like the case, because all the friends that I know that have had something happen to them either have many stories or they haven't experienced anything yet. So I wanted to just create a little channel and just start talking about stories that I've experienced, as well as learn other stories that people have experienced along the way, and share those too, because I just always love a good ghost story. So the first one I'm going to tell, it's not the very first thing I ever encountered, but it's based on a site that I still like to go to this day, because I'm into tragedy sites. I just like weird history, and I like grim history, and there's just a lot of weird things that have happened around you that you don't realize. So I'm in Southern California, and back in 1986, there was two airplanes that collided, and they went down and crashed in a neighborhood in Cerritos, California, and it resulted in about 82, 83 deaths. And so I had no idea that it happened for the longest time, and then when I learned about it, I'm like, oh my god, there's a plane crash that happened so close, and it was on my bucket list to go check out, but I never had the time or I never had a reason to go there. So it wasn't until about 2014, 2015, when I was a college student and was on a speech and debate team. There was a tournament that was being held at Cerritos College, and the thing about those tournaments is that you have to wake up at like 5 in the morning, and the tournament starts at 7 in the morning. And I'm like, you know what? I bet I can wake up early. I can make a detour. This is a great opportunity. So the day comes, I wake up early, and I'm on my merry way. I have the exact location all mapped out, and then I am on my way there. So it happened on a street, or by a street called Carmenita. So you're on the 91, you see Carmenita, you make a right, and it's going to be in the neighborhood that's, I want to say, like the second right. And I want to say it's called Holmes or something like that, but you make that right and eventually you're there. So it's still dark outside, I don't know what to expect, and I finally make the right hand turn into the neighborhood. And it's really weird to describe the way that I felt upon turning. So I've heard people describe, this is a kind of unrelated example, but it's good to describe the way I was feeling. I've heard people say that when they go to Ground Zero and they go see the memorial, it's deathly silent. It's something as if you could be blindfolded and not know where you are, but you have this immediate energy that's just surrounding you that you know something bad has happened, and you just start feeling very solemn. And that's how I was starting to feel. I made the turn, and I could see the houses, and I could see in my head what had been completely obliterated. And I just immediately realized, like, oh god, yes, this is the right spot. And it was just the weirdest feeling. And I had already seen the photos in the past of what had happened, and I could tell which homes had been completely destroyed. It was, I want to say, about 9 or 10 homes that were just completely gone. And I parked in front of one of the homes, so it's on the right-hand side of the road when you make another right, and I just parked my car, I turn it off, and I'm still like processing the energy that I'm feeling, because it's very heavy, very solemn, very reflective, and as I'm doing this, in the corner of my eye, I can see people walking on the left and right of me. So like one person on the other side of the road, one person next to my car. And it's that type of thing where you see it in the corner of your eye, so it's not directly. So the easy explanation is it's like my eyes are playing tricks on me, plain and simple. And I look left, it's against this little brick wall, and you thought you saw someone of human proportions walking, but then they're gone. And on the other side of my car, I saw someone in my rear view mirror or on my side door mirror. It was in the mirror, and I could again see it in the corner of my eye. I saw someone either walking towards or away from my car, but I saw them through the mirror. So up to that point, everything had just been peripheral and nothing was direct. But then I look left across the street again, and I see this cat. It looks like a cat. It might have been a dog for all I know, but it was the size of a pet, and I see it walking. But the thing is that it was see-through. So I don't know if you've seen the movie Predator, and when the predator goes invisible, you can still see the outline of it, and it looks like when you blow a bubble, it has that weird transparent layer. That's what it looked like. And I remember I'm watching it walk, and I can see through it, and I'm just thinking, what the hell? But at the same time, I'm like, I got this weird adrenaline flowing through me. It was a very cool experience. At one point, I get out of my car and start walking around just to see if it's any different. And I think there might have been like more peripheral stuff, but for the most part, it was just when I was directly looking at that see-through animal, whatever it was. And what that could have been is just that could have been a real animal that was just kind of badly lit, and my eyes were playing tricks on me. There could be an explanation for everything, but at some point when I was walking around, I thought I saw someone trying to call the cops on me or something, so I got back in my car and went to the tournament that I was supposed to go to. Anyway, I'd go back to the Cerritos site very frequently, just because it was a very cool experience, but every time since that I have gone back, I have never had a similar experience. I've never felt the same energy that I did that morning. I've never seen anything, directly or indirectly. And I've brought friends to check it out, and I tell them, yeah, there's an airplane that crashed right here, and these homes were just completely gone. And it's a weird place, because I've even asked people if they realize that these homes have been destroyed and there are people that are living there, and they're completely oblivious to the history. So if you're a paranormal fan, or you're just into morbid curiosities, I'd say check it out, preferably during daytime, because I believe they do have neighborhood watch. But it is a place that I do believe is haunted. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me considering what has happened there.